Alright, Internet gang, so I just want to do a quick video. Uh, a few weeks ago, when I posted how to neutralize a baneful magic curse using radionics, I had a comment asking me, well, what if you don't know who your attacker is? And so I just thought I would go over this quick meditation technique that works perfectly if you don't know who your attacker is, and it's also good to do as a daily practice or at least a weekly practice. And there's a million ways you can tweak this and make it your own. It's a great technique. Now, just a little heads up, the where I learned this technique came from an organization that's a very polarizing organization. They're very censored, and they have certain ideologies and beliefs that I do not happen to subscribe to. And I have a eat the fruit and throw away the peel philosophy to life. And of course, my slogan that I like to really push on people is the mind is a weapon, keep it loaded. So, those two things, keep that in mind. And I can't actually say who this organization is because they're so censored or even do an abbreviation of it. So, also keep that in mind. But just remember, eat the fruit, throw away the peel. And this is one of those techniques you can be creative, you can make it your own. So, the first thing we're going to do is start cleaning our aura, get all that junk out. And you can do this out in the sunlight, out in the full moon. It doesn't matter. Um, I prefer doing it indoors. You can supercharge this by having certain spirits and deities um, assist with this. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to go over the basic technique. So, the first thing we're going to do is visualize a white light above our heads and have it encompass our whole body. Now, as this white light begins to shine, we're going to breathe in a nice deep breath. And as we breathe in, we're going to push this white light down through our crown and just shake off all this all this gunk, all this junk. It'll be like astral chains, black, gross, slimy, gray energy. And we're just going to pack all of it down through our feet and store it on the floor in front of us into a pile. Okay, so now take a deep breath. Now visualize that white light coming down, shaking off all that gunk, all those chains. Just push it down, push it down. All those curses, whatever, negative energy, just gunky aura from the workday, whatever. And just pile it right in front of you. Take another deep breath. Do it again. And we're going to do this like 3 to 5 times. Take a deep breath, get all that gunk out, store it right in front of you. And let's do it one more time. Just take a deep breath, feel that white light come down, push all that gunk down, and store it right in front of you. All right. And once we do that, we're going to take a deep breath and breathe in that white light through every pore in our body. This is called pore breathing. And then we're going to say this statement of intent. And so take a deep breath, fill your whole body with that white light, and then say, my aura is deflecting and repelling any and all unwanted negative energy, bindings, curses, ill will, thought forms, destructive energy directed at me, and is immediately returning it to the senders. And then visualize all that gunky energy that you stored in front of you being dispersed to the senders. Take another deep breath, fill your whole body up with that white light. Say it one more time. My aura is deflecting and repelling any and all unwanted negative energy, bindings, curses, ill will, thought forms, destructive energy directed at me and is immediately returning to the senders. And again, breathe in through every pore in your body, all of that white light, fill your whole being up with that white purifying light, and say it one more time. My aura is deflecting and repelling any and all unwanted negative energy, bindings, curses, ill will, thought forms, destructive energy directed at me and is immediately returning it to the senders. Okay, now just sit there in that white light and just start breathing it in through every pore in your body and feel your aura strengthen and get healthy, just brighten up. And then, you can even fill your whole space if you're indoors. But just fill your aura up with this white light and really feel it strengthen and harden and be protective as you're breathing in this white light through every pore in your body. And then say, I am safe, secure, and protected at all times and in every way. And then breathe in a couple more times through every pore in your body, all that white light. I am safe, secure, and protected at all times and in every way. And then one more time, breathe in all that white light. I am safe, secure, and protected at all times and in every way. Okay, now I usually, when I do this, I'll do like a banishing ritual just to get that gunk out of the way. And, or you can just do like a quick energy wash over the floor just to get that energy out of the way. And there's a million ways you can make this your own. Like I said, you can supercharge it with different deities and spirits, angels, demons. It doesn't really matter. Uh, my woman is Native American, Indian, whatever you want to call it. And she'll call on her ancestors when she does this, and she gets great results from that. So, um, so yeah. Uh, yeah, like I said, you be creative. There's a million ways you want to do. You can do this, and if you're don't really want to send this negative energy back to the senders, and you just want to clean your aura, there's ways to do that too. You just don't send it back to the senders. You can send it down to the center of the earth. You can just, if you're doing it outside, you can just shoo it away, and the sunlight and the wind and moonlight will get rid of it. So there's a million ways you can do this. You don't have to send it back to the senders if you don't want to. If you already know who your attacker is, then you can gear it towards that. And now a few people might be thinking like, I'm not under a magical attack. Why would I be under a magical attack? And if you're not really active in the magical community, there's not a lot of reason why you should be under magical attack. But there are groups of people that will curse large demographics of people for little reason. There are certain like Muslim sects that will curse infidels in some of their prayers, and they say that they're not cursing the bad infidels, only the enemies of, you know, Islam, I guess. There are certain rabbis that do the same thing against the Roman Catholic Empire, which I believe they call like Amalek, and I think some of them even put America in that category. I don't know how true that is. It's hard to say. And there's so many different people in the world. Like some people might do it, some people might not. And I'm sure the Roman Catholics at the Vatican probably do the same thing, or at least the Society of Jesus probably do. There are certain satanic organizations that will curse the enemies of Satanism and their like morning prayers and stuff. It's during the peak of all the political hysterica here in America, there were groups of people that were cursing people just for being too left leaning, too right leaning, people that supported, I'll just call him Donald. Uh, and so there, you don't have to even do anything wrong to find yourself on the receiving end of some bad juju. Some people just throw it around. You might have a coworker who's just jealous of you or has an issue with you, and maybe they're psychic enough to curse you without even knowing it. And that's another thing. Some people will accidentally curse you. Some people are psychic enough to where if they're frustrated or they feel they wronged you and they dwell on that long enough, that's going to have an effect. Or maybe a group of people, like maybe you're a boss at a new job and the people there don't like you. So there's a million reasons why you could find yourself in a situation where you're going to be dealing with some type of juju. And yes, you don't always have to return it to the sender. But in reference to the question that the person left on that last video, it's relevant to send it to the sender. And another good thing about this is if the person that attacked you magically, if there's someone that you know in your personal life, or even just someone that you communicate with online, uh, this will be an easy way to out that person. Because once you start cleaning your aura and you start sending it back to the sender, return to sender, you're gonna, bad things might happen to that person. There's gonna be signs. Another thing with magic too is that it always leaves its calling card. Uh, it always communicates with you on, and spirits will too, on who's messing with you, who's working against you, and so that's just one of those things. And another thing that I've discovered, uh, dealing with magical attack, that's one of the things that got me really serious into magic, was I was under the receiving end of a pretty gnarly curse. And I mean, looking back on it, wasn't that gnarly, but you know, when you when you don't have the skill set yet and you're dealing with that, it can be pretty scary for a lot of people. Now, uh, when it was actually the second time this had happened to me, when I returned the curse to the sender, because I thought it was someone else, it totally outed the person who actually did attack me. So it, it's worth knowing, and it's worth knowing how to clean your aura in general. And that book that I recommend, the first book that I recommended, was Basic Psychic Development by John Friedlander. He goes into cleaning your aura and cleaning out your chakras and everything. So there's a million things you can do. Um, it's not aggressive, and you should clean your aura every day or at least every other day. It's super important. Even just working a regular 9 to 5 job, your aura is going to get really gunky. Or maybe you got into a couple arguments with your old lady or whoever you're with. I'm not one to judge. There, it's gonna, your aura can get gunky just from everyday life. And if you don't believe me, start developing some of these psychic senses and start scanning people's auras in public, man. I mean, people are just gunked up. It's really sad because a lot of people don't even know how to do this. And when you learn how to clean your own aura, you can clean other people's auras. So you can start doing basically energy healing on people you care about or people in the family. So there, like I said, you can take one technique and turn it into 10 or 20 techniques if you're smart and you're creative and you start understanding what these energies are and how to tune into them. And cleaning your aura is just number one. It's super important, super key. And knowing how to return it to senders and everything, protecting yourself, these are all really important things. Everyone should know how to do this, even if you're not really that interested in magic. Now, for the people that are following this channel that are only into radionics and they're not really have much of an interest in the more magical stuff, you're probably not really going to have to deal with this. Because I would like to say, and I probably should have said at the beginning, is radionics is the safest, easiest, and cleanest way to practice any form of metaphysics and spirituality, you know? But I think everyone should do both. I think people should do magic, psychic development, and use radionics. So that's just what I think. And, going back to the organization to put out this meditation, it works like a charm. It's an amazing technique. And like I said, as a little disclaimer out there, I have a eat the fruit and throw away the peel approach to life, and so these guys are a very controversial and polarizing organization. I don't agree with some of their or much of their ideologies, but this technique, I mean, they really knocked it out of the park. And to the organization out there that put out this technique, I apologize that I use this technique in this video, and that I'm not going to use your name or even an abbreviation of your name because I'm worried about getting flagged. And you guys are, I mean, you get it. I'm sure you guys are smart enough to know what the situation is. So I thank you guys for the technique, and I apologize for not being able to plug you guys. But to any of the people that have been around for a while that know who this organization is, I won't I won't delete the comment if you put it in the comment section. So, because they also have the best collection of meditations and magical techniques for free. They have the best free resource online. If you can even find their website, because I'm sure they're shadow banned. But it is what it is. It's the age we live in. And so that's it. If you guys have any more questions, ideas for videos, concerns, anything at all, put it down in the comment section. I'll get back to you if I can. And again, as always, I wish you all the best on your magical journey, and just good luck with everything. Try to be as safe as you can and protect yourself. Clean your aura. Practice some spiritual hygiene. It's important. Anyway, you guys all take care. Peace out.